So some of these fans I do need to work on still in the fan basement. Not all of them, but there's a few of them. Maybe just show all of them first, and then I'll go ahead and reveal which ones need to be worked on. Some of them need to be repainted, some of them just need some work in general, some of them need some cleaning up, and some of them need to be fixed on, or need to be worked on thoroughly, or maybe have to be parted out, unfortunately. So, yeah, let's get right to it. First up is the Hampton Bay Motor 2. This fan needs a new capacitor. I got this last year from Dan Spiffy Newman. He was not able to test it because he did not have the space, and as soon as he got it, after he shipped it out to me right away. And it came with 2 remotes and 2 blades, so I couldn't really complain. And getting spare blades for these is definitely a little bit pricey, but it just needs a new capacitor. And once I get a new capacitor for this fan, I'll do another video of it. So, alright, now let's go ahead and move on to the next fan that needs some work. The Weighty Delta needs some cleaning up to it, or maybe just fixing up the finish of it, touching it up. This one it's still for sale, unless I can find another one in better shape. But, if anybody wants it, the blades are somewhat yellow, that's the only downside to it, but the motor works just fine. The only thing it does need is, definitely would need a new flywheel, as you can tell. It is a bit beat up, but it works just fine. So if anybody wants this Weighty Delta, let me know, and we can you can email me, or if you have me on Facebook, we can talk out a price. So now on to the next fan. The Iron Hampton Bay Carriage House 2 definitely needs some work to it as well. The only issue with this one is when I sold it, the reverse switch on it broke. Like the actual reverse switch broke off of that portion. So this fan, well, it broke off when I got it back. So I'm guessing like it was broken when he had it, or he probably did something to it. But I do have it back. But since it's still in my collection, I figured I might as well get around to try to fix it. So this is another fan I need to fix. So yeah, now on to the next fan. The Hampton Bay Camera 2 52-inch ceiling fan in white needs to be worked on, only because the reverse switch happened to have got busted. This actually happened when I was working on the brushed steel Hampton Bay Camera 2 Plus, that Hampton Bay Camera 2 with the blue blades, which is currently at Fanimation, since that one needs a capacitor, and I could probably fix it myself, but I don't have any experience with swapping out capacitors, and I didn't want to mess it up, or just risk messing it up. So Dan's gonna try to fix it whenever he can. Yeah, it's mostly because I don't want to risk messing up that fan. It's a very special one for me. If it was something like this, if it was this one that the capacitor went out on and such, I wouldn't have an issue because this would be an easier one to find. But that one the other one's just a more complicated story. I just rather not risk that one getting messed up permanently. So yeah, this one just needs a new reverse switch, and that's basically it. So now let me go ahead and move on to the next fan. Although this one doesn't really have any issues, I do need to get a remote for it and try and get this blade off of it. So this one I will try to get around to do a video of. But this is not one that's messed up. One thing I do need to do is get that remaining blade off of it. It's just stuck on there. The screws was very fussy, so that's the only issue with that one. So yeah, now on to the next fan. Now this Unknown Hugger, let me actually flip it over and maybe you can see the information. It's from 1991. You can see that information right there. If only can figure out what this fan is, that would be greatly appreciated. This fan, right when I was about to do a video of it, since I actually do have blades for it now, the capacitor apparently failed on, it's not working. It'll buzz, but it'll like make a humming sound, but it will not spin at all. So this one needs a new capacitor. I mean, it's from 1991, it seems to be a cheaper fan, but this one's a special one because it's the one that my aunt had from the Dominican Republic. The one that used to have the brown SMC Industrial, the 48-inch one, I forget what's the model name of the one that I got from Mark Welker, that white one, but it's the same home as that one. So this is actually an actual childhood fan of mine from my childhood. So I definitely want to fix this one up. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next fan. Now the Hampton Bay St. Clair works. The only issue with it is the switch housing is very loose. But it shouldn't be an issue, but I do want to try to see if I can fix that up. If not, I'll just have to leave it the way it is. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. That's very similar to this fan. Alright, so I just turned on the light from the incompetitions. It was a little bit dark over here. Should have done that from the beginning, but yeah, what are you gonna do? But next up is Dakota Regency, or Regency, whatever you want to call it. The one that used to be in the living room. That one's huge. I have no idea what's wrong with it. The reverse switch I thought was the issue because working opposite directions and the speeds were going out one by one. So I'm thinking it has a bad cap. And reverse switch and pull chain, basically everything seems to be messed up on it. So that's definitely one I'm going to take a pretty good look at in the near future. Who knows when, but it's definitely one I want to try to fix. So yeah, I'll go ahead and move on to the next fan. Next up is the white motored 100 Passport 2. This one's about 18 years old now, and the only thing it needs is a new capacitor. It works on medium and low speed, and the high speed is basically medium, so it just needs a new capacitor. And that's basically literally the only issue with it. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next fan. Both the white and brass Studio Series remotes just need remotes for them, and now that's basically it. The Hunter Augusta needs a new light kit because it's extremely rusted up. At the same time, I do need to clean it up a bit so I can do a video of it finally. So, and that's basically for that one. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. The white Infinity motor that was painted black is something that's not broken, but I do need to touch it up a little bit. I'm going to be repainting it a different finish. I've talked to some friends with already. So, yeah. I'm not going to say what finish it is on video. I kind of want to keep it a surprise for some of you. So, by the time I repaint it, you'll figure out what finish that'll be. So, yeah. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next fan. Alright, and last but not least, the Duracraft pedestal fan. From what I was told from some people in that previous video I did of it, seems to be that the thermofuse blew out on it. I'm not sure if it's how serious that is, but if I can fix it, I can fix it. If not, I'm going to have to part it out. But I do have an alternative fan for the basement, well, pedestal fan down here. So, but this is one that actually came out of the old apartment, so this is kind of one that's pretty sentimental. So I do want to get this one fixed up. But if not, I'll just have to swap the motor for it from another fan. So yeah.